Can I just like keep my name?
When you change your name, you do feel like you lose a part of yourself that you worked so hard for.
Barely had the time to like look at our wedding photos, let alone change my fucking last name on everything.
It is your identity. The only people that say like it's just a name, sorry, are
men who don't have to change it.
Sometimes
to learn to like me again and again, 'cause I will make you love me again and again. Just when you...
Hey guys, hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel to all those who are just seeing me for the first time. Hello, hi, my name is Mario and I'm so happy to have you on my channel. So in today's video I will be talking about how women no longer want to be taking their husband's last name. Yes, okay, it has been going on the internet for some days now. I'm like, what is actually happening to us, to women? What is happening? I don't know. So I came across something on the internet and someone was asking, is it outdated to take your husband's last name, or is it a tradition that is actually worth preserving? So we have women who are actually in support of preserving this tradition of changing their last name to their husband's last name. And also we have women who are saying no, they don't want to change their last name because they love it so much, so they cannot take their husband's last name, they rather keep their dad's last name. If you like watching contents like this, please do stick around and also subscribe. Thank you. So there's a lot of reason why women no longer want to be taking their husband's last name. Some women, actually, not all, some women. And some of the reasons are, some say their names are their identity, they don't want to lose their identity. But truly, yeah, I do agree with them that your name isn't that. I do agree with them that your name is an identity. Some are saying they don't want to lose your identity. Okay, some are saying they are the only ones in their family bearing their last name. Some are saying their surname is so rare, they don't want to leave it. Some are saying they love their daddy so much, they don't want to lose, they don't want to change his name. You know, some are saying it's so difficult, the process of changing their whole name is really difficult, then just stick to their names. Some are saying, how about they combine both last names to form a new last name? Hell, some are even suggesting picking a whole complete last name for the both of you.
I have some friends who've got married and a lot of them have taken their husband's name. And the reason for that is they believe that they are one family unit. And the main reason I've heard from people is when we have children, I want us all to have the same name.
I've spoken to a few men about this, and I think a lot of them are actually offended if the woman doesn't take their surname. But they've also caveated, well, it doesn't matter if she doesn't, but the kids have to take my surname.
Kind of in this woke generation where we're changing everything up. Right? And a lot of people, I listened to it on this podcast and the guy said, you know, we are a generation that's so done with our traditions and so done with our values and things that our ancestors have told us about because we think we're better than them and we can make decisions without them. And I actually think that's a really stupid thing to say, if I'm completely honest, because there's loads of things that people did in the 15th century that we don't do right now.
But come on, babe, the patriarchy's been like this for many years. It's all about the man being the head of the house. It's all about the man making the decisions. It's all about that, and we adopted that from the narrative many years ago. So I think that, of course, to me that doesn't surprise me. People took names because they had to. Now when you said it's just a name, for me, I'm incredibly close to my dad. Like, he's literally my hero. As I said, he's the only boy out of four, his siblings. He has daughters, so for me it carries more meaning than just a name.
I don't know many men that would, in a click of a heartbeat, be like, of course I'll change my name, of course.
I feel like the number one question after I got married was, are you changing your last name? The answer was always no, but these are 3 reasons why I didn't change my last name and what me and my husband do to compromise about it. Number 1 is that me and my sister are the only 2 girls left in our immediate family with the last name, so it meant a lot not only to my family, but to me as well to keep the last name, since essentially going away within our family. Number 2 is I'm finally getting established within my career, and within that, people have got to know me as my original first and last name. My degrees have my first and last name on it, and I take pride in that, and it's something that I just did not want to change. Number 3 is probably the most common reason, and it's because I just felt like my first and last name are so ingrained in my identity, which sounds so tacky, and when I say that, I'm not saying like my identity to others, like my friends or like other people I meet. It's just like my true identity to myself. Like, I have been my original first and last name since I was a little girl. It's who I know myself as. as and who I see myself as, and I just didn't want to change that. Me and my husband have compromised by all this by agreeing that in certain social situations, we will go by the same last name, will be referred to as one. For example, if we go to a dinner and the place card says, for example, the Smiths, I'm not going to correct the person and be like, that's not my name, change the place card. Even for our wedding, I agreed to let the DJ announce us as, for example, the Smiths. That was fine, and I think it just depends on certain social situations. At the end of the day, every couple is different. I have so many friends who changed their last name, who hyphenated their last name, and I don't think twice about it. You truly just have to do what works for you.
Can I just like keep my name? When you change your name, you do feel like you lose a part of yourself that you worked so hard for.
Barely had the time to like look at our wedding photos, let alone change my fucking last name on everything.
It is your identity. The only people that say like it's just a name, sorry, are men
who don't have to change it.
Sometimes it's a really good shedding. Other times it's really traumatizing.
I mean, if your last name is Butt Kiss, what is that? Is that from a movie? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
what
from
is that
It Takes
from?
Two, with Mary Kate and Ashley.
I'm having an identity crisis about changing my last name after getting married.
No, same.
Why are we expected to do that?
I don't know. Why is it on us?
I don't know. I asked Jake if he would take my last name and he said no.
No, it was a full-on deal breaker. I brought it up and I was joking a couple of times and he's like, Carly, enough. The joke is done. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were so, like, offended by this.
Our names are our identities. Like,
how is that fair?
I'm Alana Dunn. You're Carly Silverman.
Not anymore. I asked if we could just make up a whole new name so we would, like, both really like it.
That's awesome. Like, that is so cool and ideal. And I think we should do that.
He said no.
Okay. I don't understand how all of the women before us who have taken their husband's last names, like, that is so crazy to me. Did they just do it willingly? Like, did they?
I don't think it takes anything away from me as a woman if I were to take a last name.
It comes down to the practice of, like, you know, women being, like, even marriage, right? Your husband, your dad gives you away to your husband, and, like, you went from having your father's last name to your husband's last name. In a lot of European countries, women keep their own last names, and in other countries, the kids have both the last names, like I was saying. So like the mom and the dad's last name. I forget who it was. It was a celebrity couple where they took the woman's last name and the man's and they switched it. So hers came second, his came first, and then they both took the hyphenate. Brooklyn Beckham and his girl, his wife.
Oh, okay.
I think they did it. He's like in love with her. He has like 60 tattoos dedicated to her.
Did they do that?
I think they did. I could be wrong, but I feel like that.
I don't know if you guys have actually watched Blackish. There's this episode where Andre Johnson was saying that Rainbow did not change because they all bear the same surname, Johnson Johnson. And he was saying she did not change her name from Rainbow Johnson to Rainbow Johnson. But then their surnames is Johnson. But then they bear the same surname, Johnson. But she did not change her surname from Rainbow Johnson to Rainbow Johnson. So we have women who are suggesting that how about you pick a whole new name, a whole new last name, so that the two of you can bear it, or you guys combine your last name and his last name and get a new last name so everyone can actually have their identity.
Hey, my name is Lauren. I was that girl that 100% was like, there will never be a man who will make me change my last name. Now I am married and have a changed last name. But here's what I want to tell you. I think one of the things that I'm really happy that we did, so my last name is Ladouceur, my family's Haitian, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to give up my last name for the last name Robinson. Love you, babe. So what we decided to do is we actually decided to go ahead and hyphenate both of our last names. So now our last name is Robinson Ladouceur, and this is something that I legally changed and took, my husband legally changed and took, and if we decide to have children, they will go ahead and legally take the name. So now my name is Lauren Nicole Robinson Ladouceur. I absolutely love it, and I feel like it's a way to go ahead and honor both of like our cultures, where we come from, our backgrounds, and I still didn't have to give up my last name for a man.
My husband and I both changed our last names when we got married. We actually combined our names to create a brand new last name. His name was Steinberg, my name was Sharrock, and now we are the Steinrocks. And yes, I know that means rock. A lot of people are really curious about this when they find out, so here's why we did it. The idea originally came from me. I felt very conflicted about what to do with my last name when we got married. Like many people that grow up as women, I had just kind of assumed that I would take the name of my husband when I got married. As I got older, I felt more and more conflicted about that. I didn't really like the idea of just giving up a piece of my identity, but it was also important to me that we had the same last name. My parents were divorced, which meant we traveled a lot, and having the same last name as your kids was so important to my mother, and was also important to airport security. So even when she remarried, she chose to keep our name and hyphenated with my stepdad's name. My husband and I did think about hyphenating, but the Sharrock Steinbergs is a mouthful. We played around with a lot of different iterations of our name, like anagram spellings, and if we hadn't gone with Steinrocks, maybe we would have been the Sherbergs. Now, my husband did offer to take my name, but at the end of the day, it felt like we were losing the piece of his family that I really wanted to keep. Ultimately, this choice made the most sense for us. This weekend is our 5-year anniversary, and I gotta say, it was one of the best decisions of my life. It really feels like we started something new. We started our own branch together, combining family trees rather than one person moving to the other. I really love my name, and I love that I got to choose it. Let me know if you've done something like this, or you've heard of someone who's done something like this. Do you consider doing it? Let me know what you think.
So I was going through the comments as usual. You know, I am always in the comment section, and I'm gonna read out some really funny comments so we can actually just look at it. So here are some comments. This person said, "What's the point of getting married if you do not want to take his last name, or at least hyphenated last name? You are basically telling the guy he's okay to get married to you, but to take his last name is beneath you." And this person said, "It's definitely outdated when the expectation is only the wife to change her name. Why don't husbands adopt their wife's last name? And that's the exact reason why women shouldn't either." Okay, this person said, "I love my unique maiden name, but I decided to switch it to my middle name and take my husband's last name instead, since we are now a family and we will have kids in the future. Unity in family is everything, and a shared family last name is the foundation." Do you guys agree with this? Although this is actually long, but I'll try and read it really fast. And this person said, "Honestly, if we really want to follow two shall become one, the couple should merge both surnames. I still question the children automatically coming from the man's state of origin, his surname, and the fact that the man owns the child. The whole thing messes with my head so much." Okay. And she goes on to say, "Yet it's the woman who physically goes through a life-transforming process to birth the children. Yet she's relegated. I may not have the answers, but it troubles my entire being, and I am yet to find the scripture that says women must take the man's name." The person said, "Exactly why I am unhappy with the marriage list given to the man only and the payment of bride price without a groom price. Equality should be equal all around." Oh my god, this is actually very funny because you know it's the man pays a bride price, and he's saying how about women should also pay a groom price since it's all about equality. I feel sometimes when women actually want equality, and if they like flip it and we're like, okay, they should do this for men, they're like, why should we do it? Why should we do it? But then it's a lot. We wonder what's the cost of this. Is it 21st century? Is it feminism? What exactly is happening? And this one said, "It does my head in. How can a man even own a baby that spends longer in a woman's body? The baby belongs more to the woman if we look at it holistically. The idea that the child belongs to the man stems from seeing women as simply incubators for your seed." Someone said, "I completely agree with you, okay? Don't mind that gender called men, very dangerous beings. Just marry another woman who will bear your children and take your name." This person said, "Honestly, is there any point for a woman to marry a man? The woman can marry herself, as better still, a fellow woman as husband and wife, and still be fruitful and prosperous. Just stay in your lane. How about that?" This person said, "Get a sperm donor, give birth in your father's house, and name the child anything. It's that simple. You can be quoting the Bible and be ignorant of the fact that same Bible trace genealogy with males, not females. Rest." This person said, "Most of my female friends and family kept their last names." Another person said, "At this point, it's all about preference. If you want to, you should. If your partner likes your name better, use that one. If you want to come up with a new last name that you put that you both like, do that. We are free to choose. And although sometimes the process, I understand the process of changing your name is a lot. I haven't done that yet, but then I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot, and the whole process is actually a lot. I understand that the whole process can be a lot for you to change your name. I actually get that, but some are actually happily changing their names. I see some that actually create content. Oh, today I'm going to change my last name. They're like, oh, hey guys, today I'm going to change my last name. Hey guys, this is the last day I'm going to use my last name. This person said, not outdated, worth preserving. I kept my maiden name, took my husband's name, and now a two-named son name with no hyphen. Okay, great. This person said, I will take my partner's name to get rid of my dad's name. Let it die out. Someone is actually angry here. This person said, I can't wait to take my partner's name. I don't think it's outdated at all. It's something I thought of my whole life. Do you guys know some people actually do countdown to changing their husband's last name even on Facebook? I know there's someone I saw who actually posted counting down to changing my last name on Facebook, and I was like, what? People actually get really excited to change just their last name to their husband's last name actually. And this person said, I didn't take his last name. For me, it was like giving up my identity, and I never wanted that. Oh my god. Okay. Person said, it's their choice. Nothing should be forced on a woman. Some women want to and some don't. And sometimes, but honestly, I feel, let's talk about this for a minute, right? I feel changing surnames, okay, changing last names to your husband is actually a lot, because there's a way you actually feel when you have to actually change your dad's name. Because yeah, I agree, it's your identity, okay, you love your dad so much, you like your family name. Like, I love my son name, but then I don't have a problem actually changing my last name to my husband's last name. But there's this way you feel when you're about to change it. You think, oh my god, now I'm taking his last name. It's a lot. You have to like think about it, and you know it's actually a lot, but then you'll be happy to do it because you love your husband. So I mean, of course, why not? But then it's a lot having to do all of that, and my goodness, actually a lot. So I get that. But some people that don't like their parents, okay, they don't like their last name, they cannot wait to change it. I get that, but I cannot relate though, because I really love my son name. But then, and for someone, say for example, your dad is very super rich, okay, and everybody knows him and everybody knows you, and then you're marrying someone who maybe is not as popular as your dad, and then you're thinking, should I change my son name to my husband's son name? Some women will actually say, no, they will not change your son name. My son actually will. So it's a lot actually. So yeah, I get what people talking about it, but then I feel it's a tradition worth preserving. There is absolutely nothing wrong with changing your son name. Although I know there's a lot of process when it comes to changing your son name, there's a lot of process there. But then I feel it's a tradition worth preserving. So I'd like to know what you guys think about changing your last name. Okay, would you change your last name when you get married, or would you prefer to pick a whole new name so you two can actually bear? And I actually read this in Chimamanda's, I think it should be in How We Should All Be Feminists, where she mentioned, how about you guys pick a brand new name so you all can change to that. And probably some women are saying, yes, I believe we should do that, and some are saying no. So who do we actually blame for all of it? Because our parents didn't really argue changing just her name, but now as things are changing, women are now saying, no, we are not changing our surnames. I don't know what is happening. But I understand that in some tradition, women actually keep your surname, but I'm not really familiar with that tradition. But then it's different for everyone, for every culture. Tradition is different from everyone. And I'd like to know what you guys think. Are you changing your last name, or are you not changing your last name? But let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a tradition worth preserving? Do let me know in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching my video today. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoy watching my video, okay, I do make contents like this, please do subscribe and also do follow me on my socials. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Got to learn to